Welcome back to Deadly Dames, and we're really nearly at the end. I think we've got 4 movies left to go of our top 100. So as I described way back at the beginning, we couldn't decide in which order we should do these 100 films. These are all of our 100 movies. We just couldn't pick order 100 to 1, so we cheated and did them in categories. It was the only way we could all agree on it, and one of the things we sort of set a rule at the beginning was that if all 3 of us didn't agree, then the movies weren't going in there, which made it even more difficult. But the last 4 that we've got, and this is in modern horror movie section, is these 4. So Jeepers Creepers. Alice, I had to fight for this one because you didn't want to put them in, but I think the first Jeepers Creepers is a great movie, even though all the crap came out about the director, which is awful. And to be fair, if I knew that about him before I'd seen the film, I wouldn't like the film. I know that you shouldn't really let that affect it, but he's a bad guy. He really shouldn't be allowed to make movies. But I love this movie because I've seen it before all that sort of stuff came to light. But the creeper in this movie is scary. He sniffs out people and then picks a body part that he wants to eat to regenerate himself. It is creepy. Especially when they find that room full of like people sewn together. And then, oh come on, there is daft stuff in it as well, like the mad psychic woman and the Jeepers Creepers. Where'd you get those peepers? But you know, I don't know. I've gave up on everything else. And it's been a long day trying to get our top 100. But we're nearly there.
I think you should sing the remainder of this.
No, no more. Yeah, Jeepers Creepers. The creeper is creepy, and we're going to get to meet him at Edinburgh Horror Con, which we can't wait. Because I think the actor did a superb job of him, even though Jeepers Creepers 3 is rubbish.
I thought it was okay.
I know, I just wanted to see your face.
I liked it.
The CGI is rubbish. Admit that.
Aye, but
no, the movie wasn't as bad as people made it out to be.
It was still.
It was an incoherent story. It's got an old Meg Foster in it again, but it's okay. She keeps her clothes on.
It's a better film than a lot of bigger budget films.
But the CGI is crap. Release. Admit the CGI is crap.
The CGI is crap, but it's still a hell of a lot better than Bye Bye Man, which got a cinematic release.
We don't like Bye Bye Man.
It was
no,
awful.
If you've ever watched our movies, I don't know if you'd ever picked that up, but we didn't like Bye Bye Man. We also really didn't like Snowman. But yeah, Jeepers Creepers. I think it's a classic movie. The killer is definitely iconic. Everybody knows who Jeepers Creepers is. Next is Silent Hill, which Claire fought to keep in because she's a big Silent Hill gamer.
But I also thought it was one of the most faithful adaptations of a video game, so it still has the same feel of the video game. But I think a lot of that's down to, like, I know that they did use CGI for a lot of it, but it is down to like the visual effects and the soundtrack, which they took directly from the games, which I really, really liked.
I think it is very faithful, as you said, to the games. It's very similar.
It's very
it feels similar. The actors are very good in it as well, and the creatures are bloody good in it. Like, I think even though there is CGI in it, they did actually get a lot of folk that can come in and do, like, is it what's called body morphing, where they can move their body into like
weird shapes,
and that's because I remember the person they got to play like the janitor in this. That is actually somebody with their legs tied up behind them.
Well, no, for that scene he had you know, like, it's like a green leotard at the bottom, and the legs that were like kind of up and over his head, that those were fake. But like the way that
he moved his arms and stuff like that was all real.
Because I think he was the same guy that, or the guy who played Pyramid Head was in that. I think they called him the Condom Man when you watch the special features. That remember the guy at the beginning that spews all that crap when its chest opens, and
they used a lot of people that could morph their bodies into different shapes. Because
I think that all the nurses were dancers.
They were ballerinas, I think.
The way that they moved was really, really creepy.
But yeah, you're right, and I think Silent Hill, to me, I mean, I think it's amazing that as much as I love Resident Evil movies just because they're stupid and they're an easy watch. And the first one is generally actually very good, but the other ones are not so good.
They get worse as it goes on.
But they're watchable.
But
they're not faithful to the game.
But there's so many Resident Evil films that have been made, but there's only 2 Silent Hill films
that was my
made.
point.
The second one, but the second one got a hard time, which I didn't think was deserved. I know people didn't like the fact that the doll creature in the second one was CGI, but if you think about how you're going to do that using puppets or do in a way that's practical without blowing your entire budget. I don't think you could. I think it didn't deserve to get a hard time, and I would have liked to have seen more Silent Hill films, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Come out, maybe.
Well, if The Snowman can get a cinematic release, and if Bye Bye Man can get a cinematic release, then somebody can make Silent Hill 3. now.
We're moving on to It Follows. Again, it's a bit of a slow burn of a movie, but what a good idea. A sexually transmitted... I'm trying to think of the way to put it. Stalker, demon stalker, I don't know. Apparition, is that the right word? But you know what I mean, it is basically a sexually transmitted curse, is the word I'm looking for. So basically it starts off with this lassie thinking she's met a nice guy, they have rumpy pumpy, she wakes up tied to a chair and he tells her that she has to keep moving because it will follow her. But there's some right creepy scenes in this, and you know, we almost put It Follows in the scene that sticks out the most section, because my eyeballs were still destroyed from the naked man on the roof. Nobody was expecting the car to pull out and here's this little naked man standing on the roof basically watching him.
It kind of doesn't make sense why he's up there.
He's watching her drive away.
But why wouldn't he just go in the house and try and get her?
Because that's not its point. It likes to follow before it gets them.
But it just keeps going till it gets.
And the big tall guy coming through the door scary in it as well.
Aye.
And the scene where you think the friend's like sitting in the tyre, but you see her walking up the beach and then you realise that there's two of them.
Aye. It was really creepy actually when I think about it.
And I like how when it ended you didn't actually know if they'd solved the curse or not.
I don't think they had. I think that...
No, it's following him obviously. Because remember, she had sex with the wee guy at the end. So it was following him.
I think they chose then just to die together. Like they knew it was going to happen. And
I mean, there's not a lot of
they
violence
made a
in
lot
it.
of debate about how you actually get round the creature in it, or how you could kill the creature. Like technically you could capture it and then put it in a big box and bury it underground.
I don't think you could though. I think it'd be like trying to capture a ghost.
I think it was unstoppable.
It could hurt you, but you couldn't hurt it. But I think that
number 2 would be good to that.
I don't think so. I think it's the type of movie that should just be one, like The Witch. Just leave it.
Like, there shouldn't be an explanation as to what it is or where it came
not an explanation, just another sort of version of people trying to... I guess maybe it would ruin it, because everybody would know the whole...
I think it's better left as a mystery.
Even the people that managed to pass it on, like, think the guy that slept with her at the beginning. So
He's still
if
living
her
in fear.
So if her and her pal dies, and then whoever else she'd been with dies, then he'd be next in line to die. So I think if you'd passed it on to somebody, you just have to make sure you keep doing it with loads of different people all the time.
But then if you've passed it to them, no. Will it even go to somebody else that you've had sex with, or will it come back to you and then you have to have sex with somebody again?
Well, that's what I assumed, but yeah, I suppose.
So it wouldn't matter if you went and had sex with 1 million people, you would have to.
No, but I mean, in case like.
I think it would come back to you first, though.
So you'd always have to be on the lookout to see if...
Exactly, because you don't know if that person that you passed it to has died before it comes back to you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But that's what I loved about It Follows, because a good movie causes a debate like that.
Yeah.
And that's how you know you've got a good film.
And then also, where did it come from? Why
you don't need to know that, though. That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
And then the last movie on our list, Claire has actually never seen. She should see it because it's an absolutely amazing movie. But Alice and I have seen it and we love it, and that is Stakeland. Don't watch part 2 because it's not as good. But Stakeland is basically an apocalyptic movie about the end of the world, but it's vampires. But the way that they shoot it, it's almost like a zombie apocalypse, but it is vampires that they're fighting.
Yeah.
And basically you're following like a ragtag group of people that have kind of ended up banding together. So you've got like a pregnant lassie, a young boy whose family died, a guy who's a loner who really doesn't want anybody to follow him, and there was somebody else as well. Oh, you end up with the nun. And somebody else, there was another guy, I can't remember who he is. And one by one, they all start getting killed, or bad things happen to them. But it's a very bloody movie, and the way that it is done is, as I said, it's as good as watching like a zombie apocalypse movie, only they've changed it to vampires, which I thought was an excellent idea. And there's some really horrible scenes in this film when it comes down to the end of it, like poor Daniela Harris's character in it doesn't get a very good time. But as I said, the second part's not so good. But if you're looking for a kind of end of the world monster movie and you're fed up of watching zombies, then definitely give Stakeland a go, because again, it was a bit of a breath of fresh air. It kind of came in, as you said, too many zombie movies. It kind of came in the middle of that, where I put it on. I actually thought it was going to be a zombie film as soon as you started seeing, like, oh, it's just like the world's falling to bits, and then all of a sudden it became vampires, and I thought, wow, this is a really good idea. Somebody's taken two movies that wouldn't usually mix together.
The second part couldn't have been as good. It just felt
it wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen, but it just didn't have the same magic as the first one. But the first one was excellent. So anyway, I know it's been a long journey for you all to get to the end of this, and I'm sorry you're looking at bits of paper, but we're just not confident enough to go in front of the screen. As Alison said, we might one day just float a bubble head of one of us past the screen and see if you notice it. But
well, now everybody's envisioning me looking like the woman from Poltergeist. Are you going to see a character that you maybe look
well,
like?
you just said everybody's envisioning me shaving my nipples.
Yeah.
That's not what I said. I just said there's many
lady.
violence in movies which are worse than what happened in that film, is what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
And shaving nipples came out. But hopefully you've enjoyed this 100 horror movies, and you've maybe come through the full journey with us. Let us know what your favourite horror films are. As I said, we haven't seen every movie.
Or would you say what your number one horror movie is?
Jaws.
What about you?
Halloween.
Ooh, it's a tough one. I'm maybe going to stick to The Thing.
The Thing. It's always going to be Jaws. I think Jaws closely followed by Nightmare on Elm Street for me.
I think Jaws is a really, really close second, but I think just because...
because.
Jaws. I don't know what The Thing always gets me. It's a movie. I watch The Thing more than I watch Jaws. So
well, actually, I watch Jaws at least 3 times a year, I would say. So, but each to their own. That's the good thing about this. We started like our Facebook group, and every day is like an education on there, because people put movies up that I've never heard of. So that's what I was saying. Like, there are films, we obviously haven't seen every movie in the world, so if we've missed your favourite and you think it should deserve to be in the top 100, tell us about it. We'll want to watch it. We'll watch anything. But and we will.
Sounds like a Scottish gangster.
We'll watch anything. But as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and leave some comments below. Let us know what you think about our movies and our reasons why. Sorry, we kind of cheated and put them into categories, but you really didn't want to see us all fall out over this, so this was the only way we could all agree to do it. And take care.